fun stuff from Freiburg actually yesterday. Was it yesterday on Inferno?
Don't remember.
Yes, that was Freiburg and what's his name going at it? I think FNS. No, Ethan. That was when they had that little one-on-one knife.
Fun stuff.
What knife do you currently employ, James?
I have 5, but right now I have a
nice.
I have a glorious Crimson Web Karambit on the T side, and I have a Ruby StatTrack bayonet on my T side. Okay. Sorry, the CT side is the Karambit. Yes, marvelous stuff. Almost all Kevlar. Just Flusher with grenades. So far so good for Mousesports. They're starting on the defensive side. But Fnatic are looking to barrel out of the apartment, but they may be facing 2 players. Ooh, they've cancelled it.
They don't like that fight whatsoever. They hated what they saw there.
Yeah, just hanging out in middle. And there's always issues with that if you're hanging out for too long on pistol rounds, because as we saw there, Sonny just got another few pops off. If there's a headshot there, all of a sudden there are big issues. Chris J now challenged. Sonny still running into position on the side. Chris J did get 1 for his troubles and has slowed down the push. The rotation's already in for Mousesports. The flank is there as well. Oscar will just hold position as the T's haven't yet committed fully into the B site. So Mousesports with pretty much a perfect situation. Just have to connect some of the shots and they're good to go. You can see how much of a struggle it is for Fnatic to get in. Finally, Oscar pulls the trigger on the flank, although it's dismantled immediately.
Flusher's got the bomb though, and he can't cross into B, so he's just gonna book it back to it. This could actually work so well.
You know what this is like? This is like complexity versus very games.
It is similar, yes. It is actually.
It is, but Stico is realizing what's going on, and Crims has been taken down, and Stico's going to make it there before Flusher gets out of the balcony. From 7 to 1 HP, and he is going to get the plant. That is a lot more than you could ask for in this situation, but what more can he do? He's got a P2000. He's got himself 13 bullets. CTs can double peek. They might even triple peek. Sonny's going to be leading the charge. He's going to take one in the face for his team, it seems. Flusher repositioning. There's 1 shot. He's got to find 2 more, trying to avoid double peek, but he's done all he can do.
That is a heroic effort from Flusher. I mean, getting the bomb down is great. It's a tough pistol run, though, because that actually didn't look very great from Fnatic. Like, they used Flusher's utility very early on and didn't actually go with it, didn't actually commit anywhere with that. And JW walks up mid all by himself, gets his head taken off by Sonny on Rap side, and then from there, every single fight they take, because they have no utility, is running the gauntlet or crossing a choke point against USPs. And just pretty much every time they tried to gain, Mousesports did a really good job of making them pay for it. Every time they gained ground somewhere, it was a death of Fnatic. Coming up banana, someone died. Trying to cross into the bomb site at B, someone died. You know, trying to go back, trying to make that fake work and Flusher get the plant, the B player died. So Mousesports did a really, really good job of making sure that every inch that Fnatic gained was costly.
A flashbang for Fnatic. Perhaps Lecro will throw it over this left wall so they can breach. Looks like he's going to do exactly that. Lining it up, but the smoke will delay them yet longer. There are 2 more smokes on the CT side, so they are towards the A side. There's a Molotov on Stico, but he's on A as well. So this is all the utility we'll see. Thrown down banana. Flush will hold an angle, so Lecro can hold on to his flashbang for the time being. And if they do decide to breach banana, then maybe it can be used later. Okay, so someone's rotated to use their smoke and delay it yet longer, but that stops the engagements, which allows Fnatic to get closer, but gives Mousesports some safety from Deagles.
Ooh, hello.
Oh, that did almost no damage. I guess it was a headshot through the
wall.
Yeah.
That will still egg them on though, Fnatic, and they still have that flashbang on Lecro. It's got to go over the roof surely. There we go, but they are a bit shallow to push through it, and the CTs can see again before the Fnatic come in. Long reload to Sonny while Chris J holds the angle. It's like the last man standing, trying to do some more damage, but no kills. 3K for Sonny, that's $1,800 for him. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, the only danger that Mousesports had there was the Deagle of Flusher, because Fnatic with that plant just basically knowing we're going to buy in the next round no matter what, and I think the only reason Flusher even had a Deagle is because he got a couple of kills in the pistol round, otherwise he would have saved for the AK. So not a whole lot for Fnatic to use in that round, but this time they have 5 AKs. They've got good utility. They've got 4 smokes, a Molotov, a couple flashbangs. He just used one there to force back any mid presence. And Chris J almost wandering into the spray of Flusha, but there's 3 players from Mousesports at B initially to use that first deep smoke to get Chris into this position.
I've got hair on me. What was that? Anyway. 3-2 set up from the CT side.
What kind of hair was it, James?
I don't know, longer than any of mine.
That's always the way. It's always the way. You're like, this is not mine.
That's certainly not mine.
Can't be mine.
Well then, Fnatic breaching the top of middle with a minute on the clock, and Flusha stayed around the bottom of Banana. A curious Chris J has been punished for his greediness. He tried to punish the tracers though. He tried to punish the reload. No, he's going to play it safe. 42 seconds on the clock, and Fnatic will focus on A.
That's a fine kill from Oscar though on the arch side, and that's going to really make life easier for Rops, who's just going absolutely ham here on the mid position. Oscar in for the finish, making the FAMAS look like it's actually good.
It's another essentially 5-on-3 that we see lost Fnatic. I mean, they get the opening 2 kills. They have everything they need. Flusha was covering the flank very well. JW gained a lot of ground into the reload. I don't think he needed to push there, but it was Rops and Pitt who just had so much comfort. He didn't have enough pressure on him. Part of that is because of the 3rd round buy. Fnatic was just running low on utility. They didn't really have anything to use. They couldn't smoke him off. They couldn't molly him out. They couldn't throw nades in his direction. So he's just allowed a lot of safety to go back and forth and isolate some 1v1s, which is absolutely disgusting. Still, a round that should have been won by Fnatic, all things considered.
Back onto pistols for the Swedes. Well, we see a flashbang over the roof towards the balcony position. The smoke would certainly help them line up an even deeper one. Golden with one more flash. The Molotov will slow him down, or the incendiary grenade rather. Ooh, time to fall back, sir. JW knows to run the bell. Lovely smoke in the choke point of the balcony position, and Rops is doing more damage, and now he's bait for Stiko. Stiko could be the initial engagement. When contact is made, then Rops can peek again, but Stiko will kill the final players, and again they won't lose a single guy.
Yeah, this is dangerous now for Fnatic because there's a lot of money built up on this Mousesports side. Again, another nice thing is we're going into the 5th round, and we still haven't seen the AWP on Oscar. Another situation where as soon as a kill happens on the Mousesports side, as soon as one of their players falls, no matter what, that'll be an AWP in Oscar's hands with the 7100 in the bank. This time, though, plenty of utility for the Fnatic side, so they can use those Molotovs wisely. They won't get stuck in a choke point that they can't really progress in. Hopefully. That's a good kill from Flusha. Well worth the damage exchange. Oh! Hello.
Well, that sort of changed everything. Mousesports perhaps might feel encouraged to just stack the bomb site now at this point with 3 players. Immediately, it's a minute and a half for Fnatic to play out a 5v3 with all the utility. That is highly unfavorable for Mousesports. Even if, let's say, the B defender, if there was a B push, was able to get 2 or 3 kills, it's still a very favorable situation for Fnatic. So, Mousesports, they're still holding one to a site with the floater in between.
Tough part is neither of the B players have a smoke. They would love to be able to just drop a smoke and rotate someone back, I'm sure, but yeah, this is too much for Rops. I think you have the right read on this. Is you put a 3rd player over towards the B bomb site, which is exactly what Rops is going to go do, and they just say, if they come B, we've got a chance. If they go A, we just lose. And we're going to keep these weapons, and we don't eat too much into our bank. We're going to have Oscar drop that AK for an AWP in the next round anyways. So then you have the solid buy.
I feel like Rops is probably going to die, or someone's, like one person at least is going to die on Mousesports. I think Rops maybe has to die for them to be able to save. Has to be able to win a fight.
That's a bit grim. That's painting a very heroic picture. Rops has to die, so the others.
Although he is backing away now, and I guess you can set up some cool positions in the construction area. So
yeah, I think they're going to be fine. I don't know if Fnatic's going to devote a whole lot to trying to hunt these weapons down. It'd be different if it was a scenario that would cause a reset for Mousesports, but the Fnatic economy is still not settled, not very strong.
It's
so
not. Golden.
Yeah. Ooh. Hello. And the fact that Mousesports has had so much time to set up in this kind of like triangle of death, all these different crossfires they have set up. There's no point really to go for this Fnatic.
There we go. Also, stakes are getting shot. He's like, screw this. So no one had to die for Mousesports. That's perfect. That is a big deal. That really allows them to save a lot of money.
Wasn't sure the follow-up there by Sunny, I believe that was, the car and Banana. It's like, your teammates already died. Why are you going for more? Just give it up.
Give it away, give it away.
It's Chris J hopping. It's not Oscar. What is this?
Perhaps he had the spawn for it. Chris J, of course, still a very, very good AWPer, but actually the highlights I've seen from him with rifles have been so awesome. And it's so cool to see that. I feel like every time I watch him play, he's better and better rifler. So, hell, I don't care which weapon he has at this point.
It is pretty cool the way that he's had to transform himself as a player, as an individual player, for Oscar's presence on this team to be the way it is, which is always awesome as a former player, as an analyst, and as an analyst to see someone do that. It's not an easy thing to do and still remain impactful. But some of the mid-round utility usage for Mousesports has allowed Chris J to get a good angle. Gotta be careful how he plays this. Flashbang is about to come in. There's the push from JW. That's gonna prompt Chris forward. Oh, they've got him right where they want him. He can't get away. He gets one kill, but certainly gonna be traded. That's the second time presence from JW in mid has lured Chris J out of his position, and Sunny gets caught in an awkward spot. And it could be a quick save call again from Mousesports, though. They're at least gonna try and see what they can make happen. Which at the moment is nothing. Electro with one kill and some damage onto Oscar. Oh god, that's not good.
So Oscar will make his way in with Robs then after that extra kill. Smoke there for Banana, which can allow them to both go through the pool area. And here it is, the push in towards pool. Crimso able to easily take that one down. In goes JW through the smoke. And that felt like a really big misread or miscall, or bad communication perhaps from Mousesports, because it looked like Chris was convinced that they were going to push A, and he was trying to confirm the information.
He did it earlier in the half when he had a UMP and he was pushed up to the base of Banana, and it was some presence at top mid that pushed him forward, and Flusha was waiting for him. So he's trying to jump the gun on a lot of those flanks coming in, so he might want to calm down with that moving forward.
At the very least, they have another full buy. Oscar is still featured onto the AWP. Let's see if Mousesports can get a handle on things, or if this is the point at which they begin to slip away. As Fnatic have all the utility to work off of. And are clearing out some space. They don't have any control towards Banana just yet, though. That's really the only issue. The Fnatic at the moment in this round. Mousesports have a check on this, and with Oscar getting the frag top mid here, that could cause further issues. Fnatic might feel somewhat committed at this point in towards A. Rotations coming in from Mousesports, leaving one at B.
That's Chris J, and he still has a smoke, so if they do rotate towards the B bomb site, maybe he will be able to make life even more difficult for them. Flusher is seeking information, but he's running out of time and running out of personnel as well. Does Lecro look to rotate the bomb, although his position is somewhat awkward. He knows a teammate's gone, sorry, an opponent's gone beyond him. And let's see, the 28 seconds left. He's pushing towards A. Flusher's still focusing on B, but the bomb is in second mid. 20 seconds on the clock. He doesn't really have time to rotate to B and plant the bomb there. So what is the plan here now for Fnatic? There's no way he gets there in time.
This could be close. Flusha's got to get the kill, though. He can still get... No, he can't. Yeah, 1 second off.
I think he could have made it. I think if he plants first oranges, he would have made that.
Yeah, but I think also if you go to plant first oranges, you likely get killed there, because there's the player in the back left. So it's...
But if he doesn't plant, they lose anyway.
Yeah.
So So if he can, he must.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't attempt.
I think that probably should have been a safe call, all things considered. Risky round. They almost had the timing for it, because Flusha does end up getting that kill. The player, as a CT holding on, chrisJ is going to get wildly aggressive, and he's going to find a kill. He's cut off by a Molotov, so the smoke is going to have to save him, and JW trying to find the timing. But he's going to give it up. So good opening kill from the Mousesports side of things, 5-2. Oscar's at the corner, and actually JW doesn't even get to see him before that shot comes out.
That was insane.
Yeah, alright then.
I would love to see that slow motion in Oscar's perspective, like the angle. Like
I didn't even see Oscar.
Yeah, how much did Oscar see? Must have been like a pixel or something like that. Mousesports have Fnatic exactly where they want them.
Some baiting going on there from Golden, but unfortunately, he was also being baited. 4 versus 2. The trade will reveal the position of the bomb, excuse me. Silently in an important position, but doesn't manage to get the kill. And now that's forcing chrisJ back towards the B bomb site, where he was looking for a flank. 40 seconds on the clock, and Fnatic can consider either option. However, is it Oscar? I think around the arch position, starting to flank himself, perhaps. Or wondering, just trying to figure out where these players are. 28 seconds, and now the game is up. It's revealed. chrisJ hiding. He is playing to stop the plant if he can. And Fnatic will wonder if anyone is actually on this site, but they will focus on the plants. Ooh, chrisJ playing to win the match. There's a kill. Perfect timing as his teammates come around the corner on Banana. Slowly creeping in. Chromes knows that he's in a great spot. Looks for the spray transfer, but there are 3 players there, and there's only 1 Chromes.
That's such a sick play from chrisJ. That is such an underrated level or play to make. I was trying to think of a different word than play, but didn't find one. I mean, just hiding there, because you never know if someone's watching that, if the second person's clearing it whatsoever, so he's just so incredibly patient, because if he peeks out and tries to stop the plant, and he's being watched, all of a sudden Fnatic can set up in much better post-plant positions, and they can get into spots where Chris's teammates have no idea where they are. The fact that he's still alive back there, it eliminates first oranges, eliminates second oranges, eliminates dark, eliminates new box. Basically, all they can be is the plant spot around the coffin and going back to construction. So a really, really smart play to just win by positioning. You don't always need the kills.
And you don't always need double AWP either, but Mousesports have opted to go for the double AWP on the CT side. Mousesports are having a really good game on Inferno so far. It's really Fnatic that are struggling. Looking to get out of the, or looking to get what they can with these pistols. But it will be difficult around these choke points. They'll need some good first shots, that's for sure. There it is. Push comes in. chrisJ good for 1. And it's looking very tidy here for Mousesports. Very tidy indeed.
Sonny will save Oscar from... Sorry, chrisJ from dying, who was down to 20 HP. Which is really good for the coffers. Money's not spectacular just yet for Mousesports. I did think that both CT sides would struggle on the money, but maybe that won't be the case for Mousesports.
No, this T side from Fnatic has looked not that solid. They've really struggled. There was a couple of missed opportunities early on in this half to kind of reset Mousesports they weren't able to take advantage of. So that's going to hurt, but as well, they seem to really be stuck now that Oscar's had the AWPs. Had a huge impact. chrisJ as well towards this B bomb site. This is an aggressive position to be in, and he can go absolutely nowhere. That's what happens.
Sonny still in position, however. A smoke is down. The smoke is poverty, but it's down. And Oscar has rotated towards the B bomb site. Who will boost to? Sonny will be the one to go up. Does Oscar make a rotation towards construction? Sonny is blind. Will he be checked for? Molotov struck in the meantime. Flusha jumping past the angle, but no one checking the spot. How does this still happen?
Flusha actually kills Lecro. That's so sad. So sad. Sunny straight in through the smoke. Captures 2. Oh, that's a very nice deagle shot to finish things off. Sonny's having a game.
Yeah, he's having himself a barn burner, isn't he? And they're actually, I mean, it's great that he's doing that because he's bailed Chris J out of a couple of very over-aggressive rounds, that one included. But really sick stuff. It looked like Fnatic had the opening they wanted, taking out Chris and having a pretty decent entry into that B bomb site, but they just get stopped. And the money is now huge for Mousesports because it's not just that, but it's the fact that no one else dies on the Mousesports side of things. They're not even chipping away at the economy. Fnatic is if they're not getting the round wins and they're not getting enough kills to really put themselves in a position to reset Mousesports and find a way to like kind of springboard back into the game.
Half wide for Fnatic. I'm sure they're at maximum loss bonus at this point. Going for a really fast play up towards top mid, but where will they head now? There's nobody in the arch position. The flashbangs are coming in for Oscar. He sees a lot of players heading towards CT spawn where Sunny is, and Chris J may rotate to help him as well, but Fnatic still have their options open to them, or maybe they've just been closed by Sunny. He's got the bomb smoking off the library position as well, and he's been taken down. Chris J will see that no one's here. He can raise, well, it's just Chris J alone now. Everyone else is dead.
Well, Fnatic go away from the default because they don't have the weaponry to fight and win battles in that, and they just go for pretty much a straight-up rush towards the wrap side, and it works out for him. They now know where Chris J is as well, and he's going to have to fight his way out. He could just fall back towards B. But this is a very nice round from Fnatic, pressuring the B split, going back towards A, pulling people out of position, and finding the proper trades. And they have now transitioned to their own double op for free.
That's curious. Double op on T side.
Yeah, might not be ideal.
Might not be ideal. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, exactly.
They're going to stick with it, though.
Well, this will be interesting. 4 ops on Inferno. That's not a thing
I don't think I've ever seen this.
Oh god, Chris, he's gonna do it again. Why is he doing that?
He's mental.
Why is he doing that? I don't understand.
Why is he doing that?
That's like the 3rd time.
Is this like some weird, like, test for Sunny?
Maybe he made a bet with Oscar. He's just like, I can be more aggressive than you.
All the flashes into pool. At least it will delay the push from Fnatic. It has stopped them. Often you look for a CT to face from sight when those pull flashes come in, but they were rudimentary flashes off the wall. To play closer to Speedway, maybe they would have been more, but that's a great find from Flusher. 5 versus 3 now. Oscar caught out of position, and this is proving to be a very expensive round for Mousesports.
Chill out, Chris J.
Yeah, I don't want to be a jerk, but like I'm really happy that Fnatic are winning this round. I'm really happy to see a team capitalize on a mistake, like over-aggression at that level, because Chris J has done that a couple times, as we've said, and he's gotten away with it for the most part. But it's good to see them get punished. And when you imagine they've invested into the double op setups for some time now, this is going to quickly eat away the money that they've saved up. I mean, at one point they were sitting around like $7,000 to $8,000 on a couple players. Not even close to that anymore.
No, they are wrecked. It's really weird because you can get aggressive, but to go in front of the
Molotov, or even if you get a kill, you are dead.
Yeah, if you go in front of that wall, you are committed. You are 100% committed. If there's T's down there, you will die. Maybe you'll get a kill, but you should really die.
And he's made that exact play a number of times, and Sunny's bailed him out. But it's not just those. It's like some of the rounds where he's wanted to jump the gun on the flanks as well. Like he's just really, really geared up to get over towards the A bomb site. Oscar's turn.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
Flash was enough for Flusher to go unnoticed. Desperate times for Mousesports. With a consolation kill in this round.
And maybe like after the rounds where Chris J just died on Banana, Oscar was like, let me have a go. His go did not go all too well. So this is one of those weird spots where you know, sort of, because it's sort of born out of aggression, you sort of feel like Mousesports were playing really well, and then they sort of just started to play not like it's like they're defeating themselves as opposed to Fnatic are defeating them.
I mean, this was an 8-2 half at one point, right? So
Yeah.
this is going to be a third straight for Fnatic. So all of a sudden you go from having a really strong lead to having absolutely nothing because they're going to be reset. This will be the only weapon they have in the next round. So that, I mean, you have to say that's a big opportunity for Fnatic to get up towards 6. Then all of a sudden they're having a great terrorist half.
Absolutely.
And that's largely for a T side that, for the most part, has looked under, much like Mirage. I feel it's been pretty underwhelming, and it's been all based off these past few rounds is just winning all the fights in Banana. The initial fight, Chris J's fallen, Oscar's fallen now to open things up for Fnatic. I mean, It's been very, very fast paced towards the B bomb site. It started with that CZ rush towards Rap side, but you know you can only get away with that for so long. That can't be your go-to.
Yeah, I agree. It's a bit weird, but either way, it is what it is. Fnatic should be fine here to claim their next round, but maybe not. Steeko in with a very early kill. That's pretty big. The only issue is that there's no firepower on the B bomb site, which is where the push will likely arrive. They'll hear the grenades, so perhaps they'll rotate people over. But will it be in time?
Nope. It will not be.
Well,
and it's just a USP.
We've seen Chris J, I think, kill 3 people with a USP in this position before. But not this time. Not this time. Oh, Lecro. Be careful, sir. Be careful. Oh, no! Oh, my God. It's down to 1 versus 1. It's Steeko with the Deagle. He started things off. Can he finish them? Forcing his way through the smoke, but JW will save his team. That was so awkward on Banana.
W had the quad kill to save the round.
That brings his total up to 7.
Yeah.
He's been having a pretty quiet half. Yeah, and I mean, that's, again, just Fnatic just saying, oh, we found what worked. Let's just keep attacking Banana. We're finding picks, we're finding some entrances, we're getting into the bomb site. So all of a sudden, they've got all the rounds necessary in a TF where it didn't look likely. Due to some poor money management. Now there's no AWP on the Mousesports side. A little bit light on utility on a couple players. Only 2 kits. So Fnatic handled this. They've got one in the window. That's Crims. He's been lurking in these halls for most of this half. Jesus. Sonny could do nothing to help there. Oh.
Oh man, it gets worse.
Trey difficile.
Big play gets denied as well. Unless Robs kills everyone on A. There's likely no chance for Sonny to get any assistance.
Yeah, but this is really cool from Fnatic. Robs knows they're in A, and he's called it out. His teammate Sonny has rotated towards C spawn, and Fnatic was just hiding outside of B, waiting for the opportunity. It started to look pretty clinical for Fnatic as they ended that on a 5-round streak. Once they got once there was any weakness in the economy of Mousesports, once they were missing some nades, some of the AWPs, it was just all Fnatic from there, and it was all based off Banana.
That's the kind of thing I was expecting on both sides. Some aggression from CTs, but success on the T side. So now it's up to Mousesports to do the same. Maybe 8 CT rounds was enough for Mousesports. But first comes the pistol. That will dictate the first 3 to 5 rounds. Unless Force buys a win. Fnatic having a look, seeing what's going on. They are very arch-sided at present. Enjoying the duels. With all Glocks, they are not favourable for Mousesports. Need to be careful about those.
There's no utility on the Mousesports side, though, so these USPs have a good amount of range, even if it's a B hit, to pick 1 or 2 players off as they get into the site. And Golden's in a perfect position to fall back and just stay alive for his team.
There's a perfect example. Both 2 players landing headshots, but only 1 kill for the CTs. Moving into construction now, jumping all over the place, but it's not enough to escape the headshot. But the trade is there. 3 on 3. Fnatic slowly, quietly creep into the site. Oh my god.
No way.
He didn't even see him! Surely radar! Surely the radar! That was so bizarre. He turned, he saw him.
That's so weird. Don't you just hate it when that happens? I think Flusha is going to be frustrated that he didn't get a kill from CT spawn, but obviously this is very, very fortunate timing for Oscar. All 3 players from Fnatic on the flank. If just one of them is CT spawn, they spot Oscar, and that damage can get eliminated. But regardless, 9-7. Mousesports somehow pulled that out with no utility. It's going to be a buy-up for Fnatic. They've only got 1 smoke. They've got a couple HEs. Other than that, it's a pretty standard setup.
Couple tings. If you were a grime rapper, you might say couple tings.
Couple things?
Yeah. They've got a couple tings.
What's a grime rapper?
Grime is UK music, which kind of developed from UK garage, which is what I used to listen to.
Okay.
But man like Observer Sliggy, he's about the Rari workout, so he might be listening to some grime.
If I had one word to describe Sliggy, it'd probably be grime as well.
Reasonable. There was he did some nice observing yesterday though, to watch Shox' Molotov on the wall of smoke that we didn't talk about. So I was busy warbling on about sounds.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
Finally, Mousesports decided that it's time to go. They left it to 30 seconds remaining until pushing into the site. And that might be a problem. We'll see. Crims is still alive on the bomb site. And then damage there hurts, but he's only going to get 1. And that's the bomb down, so the round has been saved. Okay, so 10-7, Mousesports doing what they must off the back of the pistol round victory.
I see none of the players on these 2 teams have chosen to go the R8 route.
R8.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen Ali pick it up, to be honest.
Snacks.
And Snacks, that's it.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
I mean, is it actually usable? Because I've never really even bothered to try to learn it.
It absolutely is.
Are you sure? Are you not trolling me?
I'm not trolling you.
I think he's trolling me.
What did you say?
I said the R8 is absolutely great to use. I think it's going to be a new thing that we'll see moving forward.
It's great to use when you kill people. That was a nice spray from Oscar through the box. Through the wood, rather. The chopped wood.
Better from JW.
More damage could be done. Chris J has the bomb. He has a teammate in tow, but they are not moving so fast into B, even though Flusha just killed their teammate towards A. But they've got there in the end. What is he doing?
I think he might have been confused as well why they hadn't planted the bomb yet, like gotten into the B bomb site quicker. It would be very cool if he was able to find Chris J with 12 HP on the exit. I imagine he just stays hidden and just waits for that smoke to fade and waits for them to run from the bomb. Either way, it's going to be an 11th for Mousesports for those doing audio only.
I think Jason, to prove to me that you're not trolling, you should do a stream from silver to global with revolver only.
Jesus, it's not even easy for people to get to global with all the weapons. That's why there's entire YouTube series from pro players dedicated to the road to global.
That's not hard.
Have you done it?
Yeah.
I haven't played a game of matchmaking in like 2.5 years. I have no desire to go back to that world.
Yeah, I never really play matchmaking.
Samuya wants to do road to global with me.
Ugh. Why would you do that? The road to global, not with you. Just clarifying that. Thank you for bringing me to ECS this week. It's been a pleasure.
He's already made it to Supreme though, so by the time I get back to the UK, he may already be global. Just take the fun out of it, but there we go.
Doesn't he have a lot of time now on his hands?
Yeah. He's on that bench.
You could get all 10 of your accounts to global, James.
Yeah, I do have 10 accounts. Not sure what to do with them now.
Why did you have 10 accounts?
Because I was trying to farm for cobblestone drops when I was trying to get a dragon lore without paying for one.
What'd you do? Have like 10 streams open on 10 different devices?
More or less, yeah. More or less.
But you have to create 10 new Twitch accounts for that as well?
Well, or Go TV. I was opening computers in the office, one of our old offices. Had a phone for one of them. My computer. I've got a lot of computers actually because I own a production company. I've probably got like 4 computers or 5 on my own, or even 6. So I would surprise you. I'm a very determined man. Mousesports executing on the B bomb site. Roxno's on a very late lurk, and so far so good for Fnatic on his defense. 24 seconds, and Mousesports have no answer to these kills. Flusher continues to peek, finally gets taken out. Well, what can Oscar do in a situation? 16 seconds. He may opt for damage. Rox is there as well to hold down the angle as they try to play the numbers game against him. So the round will be expensive for Fnatic, and he was trying to make it a bit worse, Oscar, but the AWP will be lost.
That's very expensive for Fnatic in a win. 3 players falling, and they didn't really have a whole lot. I mean, they actually cheated that 3rd player over just in the right time as well. 3 players in this B bomb site. This defense is so nicely done. Flusha gets 1, juggles the aggression well. Great counter nades is also from the team. Just really, really stops that hit in its tracks.
And quick spoiler from James's story, he did actually end up just buying Dragon Lore anyway.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is no wonder viewership dropped. It was like James stops logging into 30,000 computers.
They were all named after Bond villains as well. And it was quite hilarious because, very quickly, once Dan was doing an event for a company I won't mention, and at an expo he was like doing some MC type thing, and I just went along because why not? And they had some exhibition for Counter-Strike, but it had no accounts, so I used all my accounts on their computers to save their blushes. So had Odd Job running around Jaws and so on.
The man with the golden gun.
Odd Job. If anyone picked, if you picked, I bet you were a person that picked Odd Job.
Why would you think that of me?
Because
why would you think that of me?
I don't know, man. You look like you're down for the cheap tactics.
Usually, but that one is just too much.
That's
especially if you did like no radar, and you could just hide in the broken boxes.
Yep. Bloody Odd Job. Anyway, we got Oscar going for the contact peek here onto the B sites with that AWP. Looking for the picks. Where are these CTs? Oh, we might have seen a trajectory there, that grenade. Oh, but they spot the boost, and Oscar is left with no one to boost him.
It's unlucky for Rops, still drawing his weapon. JW will reposition. This is turning into a mess for Mousesports. JW is everywhere.
I mean, these are kind of cool ideas, but they're happening so late. That boost happened so late in the round that it's like, yeah, Fnatic's wondering what's going on, so they're going to start peeking. And I mean, it's just very tough. I mean, this is great from JW to push down mid. Fnatic's starting to get very, very aggressive and very proactive across the map. So if you're Mousesports, I think you need to turn up your own crank of aggression and really stop them from gaining map control as CTs. You need to put them on the back foot just a little bit.
Where were they even headed with 15 seconds on the clock at bottom mid? What is the plan?
I thought this would kind of stop to a certain degree after Mirage, considering time issues are what caused them to lose that down the stretch. But it seems like they still have some indecision, leaking into this team.
It looks like a regression into the problems that we saw from old Mousesports, which is really not what you want to see.
Oh God!
I just bought some of their 2014 Cats Picture Hollows, man. I'm invested because they're a good team now.
Well, Golden just styled on him with 4 kills, saving that round. That was a 3 versus 5. And they've pushed down mid. Turned, and during the reload, JW is going to find an easy tap. But again, expensive round for Fnatic, and a round that didn't need to be whatsoever. So, all things considered, Mousesports has a great opportunity to maintain this lead if they can just win 1. Maybe 2.
But do we have the confidence in their approach? That is the question. So far it's been inconsistent, and as you mentioned, Fnatic have been really asserting themselves overtly onto Mousesports. Big presence on Banana again. JW going for the peak, grinding the angle, grinding the corner until a flash is in at the perfect timing for Oscar to be pushed off the angle. And that allows JW to have a chance at a shot with some safety.
That's just like Cobblestone though. As a T, you know that you need someone to throw a flash over the wall to peek that angle again. But he did go for the shoulder peek. He just teased the shot out. It's fine if you've got a good shoulder peek. JW with the Medusa. Wow. It's a great opening shot. I don't know how that wasn't through the wall, but whatever.
And now you've created a monster if you're Mousesports. You forced him off Banana, but he just gets the smallest of angles towards Boiler. That is a disgusting shot. Now he's classic JW pushing up the lane side. He's got a new angle, and it's back to B. This is a good call. They have a small window where they can make this work. There's only one player here. It's Golden. That's a great pop flash though. He's gonna find a gap in the smoke as well. And oh, Oscar, that's a nice fight to win.
Oscar will fall on his sword. 3-on-3 as Mousesports look to plant the bomb. Chris J making plays through the smoke again. And speaking of which, Flutter takes him off the plant. But Stico will get the kill. But there's another CT right there. Crim's going for the same play. 15 seconds on the clock now. He manages to escape. That's an enormous problem. Rops has to go for the plant, and Crims is just waiting for it. He is just waiting, but smartly, Rops going for the fountain. Plant. Crims hasn't spotted him just yet, but at least the bomb's gone down from Mousesports. But Rops will go down as well. Another round in the bag for Fnatic. They'll delay the defuse while Lekro goes to retrieve an AWP. And all will be good in the hood.
That's got to be so stressful if you're Mousesports just trying to get the bomb planted. Just constant stream of bodies from Fnatic just coming through that smoke. They did find the window. They did make it costly, and they did get the bomb planted, which is quite nice. So Mousesports still doing some damage, just not able to convert recently. That's such a dirty, dirty shot from JW. And then, obviously, I thought Golden did a really good job. I thought he actually kind of deserved that kill onto Oscar through that smoke. That was a really good pop flash, and then really good job of finding the angle. But just does enough to get the rotations there in time. Just does enough damage to make an easy kill through the smoke as well.
So timeout from Mousesports to try to assess things a little bit. Figure out how to get an approach going for themselves. 11-11. It's really it's a weird game actually to sort of predict. I suppose it was always going to be like that. Whenever you have Fnatic on the server, that is.
Their CT sides seemingly been pretty solid across both maps against Mousesports. T sides at times have been. I mean, both these teams obviously on Inferno haven't had great T sides.
Yeah, it does seem to be the major struggle.
At least in the eye test, Fnatic got plenty of rounds in the T side. They got what, 7? I think it was 7, 8. Yes.
That was also after we saw sort of Chris J just running and dying
Yeah.
on Banana.
That's why I'm saying it doesn't pass the eye test. It got the rounds, but it
Yeah.
didn't seem like it was necessarily Fnatic doing it.
Yeah.
Money's still tight for both teams in this round. So this could be a pivotal round for both teams. One might pivot face first into a wall. See how long JW holds this angle for. Somebody pops out of Boiler. Well, he has some support there, but with a setup like this, there will be a weakness. See, Crims has got to focus on more than one place. Oh dear. That has not quite worked out. How many kills can Crims get out of this? 2! And the bombs at his feet, but there is a T in apartment. Drops will trade, and the frags continue. Lekra holding down the arch position, so maybe this will favour Fnatic after all. But there's a minute 13 on the clock for these two Mousesports players. That smoke is huge, though. That really causes a problem. And forces Oscar to face on his own, but Lekra is ready for the challenge. That leaves Rops on his lonesome, and the bomb is in the middle of nowhere. And the CTs have time to rotate. Disaster strikes again for Mousesports.
Yeah, I love that sound. It's a great sound. And it's a great frag. Back up into apartments after showing to Golden that he popped out of apartments. So let's see if that helps him. The thing is that the CTs, as they have the position on the bomb, they can take positions which sort of just deal with everything, which is Lecro's position here. He can easily check up to the balcony, but he's actually going down below the balcony now, so he doesn't have vision on Robs. Robs has a peek onto the side. Very, very sketchy stuff. That's pixel angle from Flush will be enough to win the round for Fnatic as they go 12 now against the 11 of Mousesports, finally taking over the game.
And, I mean, Crims does a great job in this, taking this kind of like frontline battle, and he's all alone here, so it's great that he gets 2 kills, but it also, I mean, since Lecro's so far back, he knows exactly what he's facing at certain, like, if they keep aggressing upon him, he knows what's happening, and it seems like Mousesports, did Sunny get knifed? Yep. It seems like Mousesports is running out of patience to a certain degree. I mean, Oscar and Rops in that 2v, what, 3 or whatever, 2v2? Crims would love to get that kill, not going to happen, but now he's got 2, actually there's a Molotov. In that 2v2, there was over a minute left, so Oscar didn't need to swing into the bomb site while his teammate was smoked off. They can play that much more patiently and try and work together to find an entrance into the site and just see if something can happen.
That turned out to be suicide, but maybe more successfully had in round away you wouldn't expect it. The bomb, though, needs to be retrieved. It's been left a bit short on short. JW will make a mistake, however, in his positioning, and Sunny will capitalize on that, giving a man advantage to these CTs, to these Ts, sorry. Stico smartly holding an angle on the smoke, and just maybe this round will be stolen, but Sunny really needs to get a bit further into the apartments and help his teammate out. Golden will smoke himself to create some space, but playing around the smoke, he won't be at the advantage, and Stico will punish him for it. Mousesports with a very unlikely round. And look what it's done to the money of Fnatic.
That's they've been waiting for this whole half, despite the fact they haven't got around on the board. They've been getting, consistently 3 kills, 4 kills at times. So I mean, all it takes is that 1 win, and now they can. It's looked so dire, but that 1 round win, and it is unlikely. Like, I think both of these teams have actually had a pretty awful T side, and then both of them have won out of nowhere. Just a very aggressive round with CZs. Instead of spreading out into these defaults when they have the pistols, they're just saying, if we're going to win this round, we have to group up, we have to play for the trades, and they haven't necessarily done that with rifles, but when you do it, it's very effective.
So Christian is testing the water over by B. Oscar there with the AWP support as well. Fnatic not really being all that aggressive in this spot. They don't have more than 2 smokes, so they don't have much power in the way of delay. So they're going to have to make some good guesses as to where Mousesports are going to go with this. And having Chris J on the Tech 9 is awesome, because we can use him, sack Chris J for that information if you need to. If you really, really need to, because you can just find yourself a bit stuck sometimes in these rounds, and you'd really want to know exactly just where some CTs are, and Chris J can do that for a little cost.
This is Fnatic at the moment, 35 seconds left. They're taking a gamble with 3 players over at B. Lecro's about to die here, but he does get 1 kill. Can't convert onto the second. Crims now. That's not an ideal fight for that weapon, but he makes it work. He's got 1 more, and there's the Tech 9. The mobility is too much. But into a 3-on-3. And there's no utility on the T side as well anymore, so there's not much on CT. There's no kits, so they're going to have to make this speedy if they actually want to go for it. But they've got a chance.
The range of their weapons isn't spectacular. They have all the bases covered. 1 player on apartments, 1 player arch, 1 player on short. Golden lining up a Molotov, just waiting for the right time. See where that is headed. Right where Chris J is standing. He will hear the collision. He knows the player is there, but what can he do about it? First fighting with Stico, winning the duel somehow. Chris J with a lovely shot there, but he can't do much more than that. Sunny has to delay, but JW surely does not want to lose that AWP, so he will book it. No kiss on him anyway. And the round will be won by Mousesports. In the lead now, the Mousesports side.
That was a really cool Molotov from Golden. Almost made that work. Was able to force Chris J into the corner. Good stuff. 12-13 though, and the AWP is going to be huge. I don't think this will force them to buy behind it. I feel like that'd be too risky. I think at 12 rounds, you can allow Mousesports to get up towards 14. and just play for the rounds after that. You have a pretty solid buy as the losing bonus builds up. This is a round I think you get JW, put some people around him, and you see if he can take the fight and get you an opening, which he does. Okay, now you're in it. And I was going to say, otherwise, if you find yourself just in a straight loss for this round, you just protect the op. You don't even go for the round win. You just keep the op in the hands of Fnatic.
Perhaps Mousesports are moving a bit too slowly now because Fnatic have been afforded the time to go for a full rotation after seeing only one man in Banana. They correctly push all the way towards A for that 4-man setup in total. 2 towards Quad, 2 towards Arch. Although the explosion out onto the pit position will be somewhat successful. Crimson is still hiding there though, and damage is still being done, and the bomb needs to be recollected, and they'll be fine. And everything's fine.
Who was that dropped into a pit? He got so confused by the dead body. He thought the dead body was like an opponent still.
Was it Sunny?
Might have been.
Not sure.
It was good stuff though. Banter.
Top bants. Don't forget a hashtag. Golden. No grenades this time. Just a thing. Oh! Whoa! That's close. That's close.
I liked it.
He brushed the near. He brushed the near. Left a mark like Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's so funny. I don't know why. We've all been there, haven't we?
Well, no ult for Fnatic this time. Mousesports 2 away. It kind of still seems like Mousesports are hitting a groove now, and that's pretty bad timing for that to happen for Fnatic's side of things.
They've also had the benefit of just, having the advantage of economy. And as we always say in this map, it's the economy that decides what sided map this will be. And you can tell both teams having huge runs of form when they have control of the economy.
Well, Fnatic doing a good job initially on the defense, but the frags will still come. Bomb is down, collected now for the plant though, and the rotation of JW might be the biggest issue. He's only coming in from the balcony. Will they have someone able to spot for this? Oscar might get caught, and if he gets caught and Sunny's alone, he can't like his chances. Sunny might have to flank the flank, as it were.
Oscar with another smoke grenade. Sonny's got to be quick. He's got to be really quick. Oh no, he's just a second too late. But he's playing the information game, playing for the 2K. Manages to get a reload in as well. Flusher's picked up the AWP, but Sonny's so smart. He peeks before Flusher can touch the bomb and have a superior angle. And that puts Mousesports on match point.
That's unreal. What a big boy play from Sonny. Because he actually abandons his teammate for a very, very long time. Doesn't have the timing here, and you can see he knows it's not a high percentage shot just because if JW strafes the wrong way, he has nothing. He waits for the second player, and he pounces.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was really, really awesome. Sonny's playing great.
They have 3 players now, Sports at 22 kills.
Yeah.
It's a very consistent effort.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Double mag 7 for Fnatic. They are at the arse end of their economy. And maybe at their wit's end as well after losing that round. They've got good grenades. Holding on to their smokes for the time being. Minute 20 as the first one goes down. First of the 4. I'm not sure if Flusher had one earlier on. JW blind, but he won't take a shot. Meanwhile, Crims will get an upgrade. JW is still here close. Crims will bait for him. And Lecro is taking aggression, so this is falling apart for Mousesports. Oh.
This is a mess. Absolute mess. Fnatic just going aggressive all over the place and just catching players off guard. Mousesports rerouting the attack into B, but it's going to take something pretty fantastic for them to be able to actually clutch their way to a win against the numbers here, and rotations in. Golden just sitting there, propped up on the high position. Good for one, and good for another as well. Fnatic 13 and Mousesports 15. They have enough for some AKs at least, but this is not a good look here for Mousesports. Ooh, they got to win. They got to win right now.
They have a decision to make, don't they?
They got to win right now.
Actually, I think maybe they could have done half buy and just played for the last round. Okay, so they're not investing in this. It's just one player with an AK. That's a very weird buy.
I like it.
All right, so playing for the last round, playing to win in regulation, allowing Fnatic a great advantage to get towards 14. And this is a sick buy out of Fnatic. They have everything they could want. Oh, Golden is dinked up. This is dangerous. Oh, Flush has gone down.
Nice.
This is not good. This weak-ish buy from Mousesports might actually just win it. The off's here, but he's out in the open. He cannot re-peek that, and it's a dire situation for Fnatic.
Oscar with the Glock is doing terrible things to Fnatic, but his job is done. He's got an advantage for Mousesports at the moment. Second player for Mousesports coming up the banana area. All Fnatic from CT. Chris J's gone now. Sunny's got an AK. Other two players on Glocks. Sunny peeking towards the coffins, and down goes Crims. He will reposition and focus on JW. But JW makes quick work of Stiko and Sunny. It's Rob's left with a Glock, but he picked up the AK. A hero play. Oh, just in time. Lecro surviving as well with 8 HP, but what money will Fnatic have going into this round?
Oh my god, that was way too close. I want to know how Chris J got dinked so early on in that previous one.
I think it was in running up. But
Was
it's
that a
top banana.
P250?
Yeah, and he also one-bulleted the
Chris
first
J,
player as well.
yeah, on sandbags.
Yeah, that was really
That was
nice.
so dirty.
That was really nice.
I actually can't believe Fnatic recovered in that round. That's sick. But I mean, remember as well, due to the fact that they had shotguns. Oh, that's a big fight to take.
Whoa, I don't think I've seen Oscar lose that battle yet. That is a very, very important moment to win that. Sunny committed 28 points of health, pushing past the grenades. He knows at this point, though, that he cannot continue. He's just going to have to hold the L. He's going to have to just settle with 26 HP and nothing gained apart from apps control.
I can't believe I just watched JW take that fight. Chris J is going to have no idea what hit him here. Oh, yes he is! This has gotten intense down the stretch in this game.
Yeah, this is getting crazy, and we're only getting started in today's European schedule. This is only match number 2. So, Mousesports have brought it back to a 3-on-3. They've got a minute on the clock, but they are heading towards 2 of these 3 Fnatic players, although we have to wait and see if these players will stay put. There may be an engagement towards top mid. JW holding the angle, and will there be a peek? Will there be a grenade?
It's really hard to know for Fnatic because Mousesports got a frag simultaneously at A and B. So still holding 2 onto A. Ooh, they hear the shot. That's the time to move. Sunny may have a perfect position onto JW. What a peek, though, from Stiko. But he knows, he surely knows that JW, so he hears the scope. JW knows now as well. Gets the shot through the wall. And gets out.
I think Sunny got hit by a teammate. That's what JW, that was a sound cue that JW needed to know where he's coming from.
That's unbelievable, but what will be the final impact? JW creeping. Golden's the one with the flashbang, but it doesn't come fast enough to help JW. The double peek is surely inevitable here. There it is. Too much to ask for Fnatic. Close, but not quite. Mousesports and some redemption.
That was almost sort of like a